Hi. So today, by very popular demand, I am going to be watching Willow the Wisp. I have never seen this show before. Let's watch together. Oh,
Did I ever tell you how the beast first came to live in Doyley Wood?
no.
The poor fellow didn't look like that then. I remember that day so well. Good morning, Arthur, trilled Mavis Cruet, the fairy. Ah, said Arthur.
Canterbury Bells?
Arthur, said Mavis, can you hear some lovely bells ringing far, far away? There they go again.
Ah, you, Mavis Cruet, have got a bad attack of the old dreaded ringing in the ears.
But I heard it so distinctly. It went dum-dum-de-dum, dum-dum-de-dum.
And then,
Asked Arthur.
did it go dum-dum-de-dum-dum-de-dum-dum-de-dum?
Yes, why, you did hear it.
Uh-huh. I didn't hear nothing. And what you heard was all inside your pretty little head, me lovely.
Uh-oh.
Wedding bells they was, brought about by a desire in the part of the brain we caterpillars term as the subconscious, a desire to participate in matrimony. In other words, to get wed.
Gosh, said Mavis.
There is only one known cure for this complaint, a wedding. And for that we shall need a bridegroom.
I don't know any, faltered Mavis.
No problem. We wait for the very next bloke to come along. You give a wave of the old wand, and abracadabra, one bridegroom.
Oh boy.
What I'd really like, sighed Mavis, is a handsome prince to ride in and whisk me away. Now, it just so happened, by a fantastic coincidence, that riding into the woods at that very moment came Prince Humbert the Handsome.
Oh. Hubba hubba, Hubbard. Okay.
Oh, one is having fun. And bicycling is so very good for one, too. But unfortunately, he was to run into Evil Edna,
Is it a television?
a witch of extreme wickedness.
Ooh.
Now who, cried the prince, has left a rotten old television receiver lying around? That's really dangerous. And what a rotten program. I'll rotten program him. And with that, she cast the wickedest spell of her evil career.
Oh boy. The
She
TV.
changed that poor prince into the beast.
Aha.
Meanwhile, Mavis and Arthur were still looking for a bridegroom.
Stand by with the old wand, Maeve. I think someone's coming.
Oh, Arthur, perhaps he'll be a handsome prince.
Okay.
Now. Why am I wearing a grey topper?
Because you are going to be a bridegroom, me lucky lad.
No. I could never marry him,
I know he's no oil painting, Maeve,
said Arthur.
but it's an honest face.
I quite like his looks, Arthur, but I could never marry a beast who cannot pronounce his R's. Fairies really are ridiculous creatures.
Okay. All right. some genuine laughs there. Actually, the prince on the bike, and I love a mispronounced R myself. Yeah, very Alice in Wonderland, a little bit psychedelic. I like it. I like a caterpillar, a little clowny there on the face, but this evil guys, the children's programming, I'm starting to really appreciate people who are like, I need to know more about these villains. I feel like that's a thing that's kind of happened in the 90s and the 2000s where people were like, let's put the villains front and center. They actually are the most interesting thing that's happening here. Somebody was like, let's make the television a villain. I am going to need to know more about this. These are very, very short, very quick little episodes. And I don't think we haven't. I'm assuming Willow is a character. We did not meet Willow there. Is the next episode going to be continuing on this bride group thing, or is that where she said, I don't want to get married? Like, is that the end? I don't know. Yeah, these are very cute. Yeah, I want to see where this goes. I'll be watching more of these. Thanks for the recommendation. Yeah, I really liked that.